good a time are you having?
Real.
Am I taking good care of you in all possible kinds of ways? What's going on there, Lise?
Well, Dad, I was sitting here reading a book.
And I see Mom walked right over to you, and did she start giving you the old whatever? And here they are, the trio, walking down and sticking nose in camera.
How are you taking pictures of all of each Jerry?
No, I had to turn it off.
Jerry. Jeff.
It's your husband.
I got completely undressed, getting ready to go in the shower. And all of a sudden.
He breaks that out.
Yes.
And you should have seen your mother. She just had a fit.
Did that happen to Rob Lowe? He got arrested for doing that.
This is a card room in Norway where Lisa's participating in a backgammon tournament. She's already won a couple of
Okay,
games.
white. 6 and a 5. She's base.
You can see what an active place this is.
3-2. Round.
This is the final match of the backgammon tournament for Lisa. Stand by, we'll see how it comes out shortly.
Give him a kiss. Give him
Cute
a
and
kiss.
sweet.
Give him a kiss.
Now let's have
Wow. Present to gentlemen, first one in 1990.
Put it on your head.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Michael and there's Zoe and Sophia.
Yes, I
And
remember Jerry.
Sophia is doing a little shy act with Jeff. And here is Nava. Isn't she cute?
Say good morning.
Well, hi, Nava.
Good morning.
And then there's Michael surveying his domain.
Right.
Look at these.
Hi, Sophie. Zoe, where are you going?
Crowd.
It's finally become a funny name.
And there is Randy. Look at how good she looks. And with her SEG, the famous one.
Here, we'll give us a double.
Close up, Bessie.
Can we have a double SEG
Close up.
for the camera? Not bad.
You guys don't know what that is, but you never know.
But not when my mom died.
Not when what?
My mom died.
No.
Oh, it's silly.
Won't be there long, sir.
Okay. Michael, do you have like a little portable?
And there she is with her whole hand in her
You have a
mouth.
portable, a little teeny portable, a portable
You're a little
television?
ham, aren't you?
Yeah.
Cause see, you can plug this in. You can see all these. You can see.
But I can see it right now.
This your watch.
Let me find.
Oh, Jerry. Guess what?
And now let's
You
go
were right on
over
size.
with Jeffy.
There's nothing in
This
there
is the
yet.
Shabbat table at the Rosenbaum.
I love this tablecloth. It's gorgeous.
Everybody, everything is real pretty.
Is it illegal
Randy.
to film the kiddish?
Hi, Randy. And we're going to do the Kiddush very, very soon. And there is
Get a
Nava
lot of
with her
pictures.
daddy.
Just gave me all your wine.
Glasses for dogs.
Wait a minute. Let's see what you got here.
Is Sophie looking to open a present?
Wait a minute.
Oh, some clothes. Linda, don't cover up her face.
Wait, you got sunglasses that go on you. Look at this.
Sophie, oh,
Look at that dress, Sophie.
Sophie, it's you.
Look at that dress.
Sunglasses go around your neck. That's
Tell Sophie to put on her sunglasses.
Wait, you gotta put on your sunglasses. You gotta hook them on.
Put them on so Uncle Jerry can see you in them, Sophie.
Come here.
Loves
Come
tags.
here. Put this on your eyes. Wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna keep the tag.
Wait a minute. Look at Uncle Jerry. Wait, there's your purse. Look at Uncle Jerry.
Who's behind those foster
Nice. Who is that spot?
As we zero in
What a
on
babe.
Sophie and her snappy
Now
new
we had,
sunglasses.
Oh, babe, you are.
Julie, we had a hot,
Come here, Nebby.
Julie, we had a hot pink purse picked out, but it didn't make.
Zoe is on the road
Put
to
your
opening
sunglasses in the purse.
her package. And let's see what we have going on. And Julie is overseeing the whole process.
That's your dress-up purse. I wouldn't wear that every day.
And Nava is off in the crowd. And there's Randy and Jeff.
Put the sunglasses.
Looking at
Put
the whole-
sunglasses on, Nava.
Sophie can show all of them.
Yes.
Wow, that's wow. Wow.
Oh,
Look at the tie.
Oh my
Wear
God.
these over your shorts. Look at this.
You are gonna get all kinds of guys.
And you've got your jean purse to match.
Whoa.
And here are your sunglasses. Put those on. You can take them off when you're off your hat.
Oh my
Now, these are neon, and these are what all the teenagers are wearing. So if you want to be like the teenagers, you're in. Julie,
let's see the. Oh, look. Enough is trying to get it
What's
on.
that little trendy thing at the end of the bottom?
Gorgeous. Okay,
How
so.
trendy, Zoe.
Here comes Nava,
Zoe,
tooling
you are
down with
gonna-
her
Oh my
new dress.
gosh, that is so
Trendsetter.
cute.
look at this is a separate.
And all the excitement going on with all these new clothes.
Oh gosh, that's.
Look at that.
Look at that.
As we
You want
wrap
the
up
tag?
all
gonna
the
go to
new
camp?
gift giving.
You're gonna be hot at camp,
Okay.
baby. Wait, well, let me get it on. Till
Oh
it's
my
right.
goodness,
No, wait, you
we're
gotta get your
trying
sunglasses
on
and your purse with
her
it.
new
Oh,
dress.
look at that. Oh my
Wait a
gosh.
minute. Get your purse. Where's your purse?
Wait a minute. There you. Oh my gosh.
Let's see you twirl, Soph.
Sophie, let's see you twirl around.
Wait a minute.
Little tights just happen to match.
That's
Nava.
unbelievable. Oh, that's so cute.
Sophie,
Look at
let's-
that.
And here come on the
little point in
sunglasses.
the back.
And Nava is observing very carefully what's going on. Now, let's see. Sophie, turn around and let's see what you look like now.
Well, she has to snap her purse. You just amazing. Ta-da!
Uncle Jerry, show Uncle Jerry.
Do the twirls for the camera.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, honey. Okay.
She she's excited about the whole issue here.
Here.
Nava showing off the newest in sunglass technology. Yes, and here comes the model Zoe is wearing her brand new outfit and showing off to
Check
her
out that
dad.
trendy belt.
Trendy belt and all kinds of stuff. Trying to figure out how to do it right.
Go do the whole
Jerry?
thing.
Jerry?
What is
You, I hate to break up.
Are you dancing? We need a little music to this. There she goes. Sure. What should we put on?
Okay.
Get that.
Please, everyone. Please, the person.
She's gonna poke her eyes out.
What do we need to show?
Nava.
Don't give her any more wine ever again, Michael.
She is wasted.
There you go, Navito. Sophie, you're gonna really get enough of this prize.
These are great tricks. These pictures don't come out. You're in big trouble.
There she goes.
Camera, okay. Do you know, Michael, we were looking for entertainment for our party. Never fear. That's it.
Whoa.
Well, hi, Nava.
What's Uncle Jerry doing?
There's the jumper. All the jumpers. Okay.
Whoa, she's getting dizzy.
And Nava, we think, has had too much to drink tonight on Shabbat. And a good time was had by all.
Was it fun? She does look great.
And Jeff and Randy observing all of this. But on the other hand, they're very staid.
I didn't bring Jeff and Randy one present.
I can't believe it. Boogie.
Some of our visitors for Passover. And this is Michael, the famous Michael Bressel. And there's Amy. And there is David sitting next to Aunt Reva. Walking across. And their mom. And there's their dad sitting and watching in real pride.
Did Jerry put his pillow there? Oh, God.
This is the Passover Seder table.
Am I? Okay.
And there is Linda doing her thing as we zoom up to that pretty face of hers.
Hey, Jerry, excuse me. Do the kiss because they can see the
Here is that famous Dr. Blumenthal as we see her along with the rest of our distinguished company for Passover. And there is that Bob Blumenthal, the father of the doctor. Would you believe all that?
Are you taking audio too?
Absolutely. We want to see what's going on here. Now, if we zoom in on Bob and Esther, they're supposed to wave and make it like we're just. And here's Linda again, and there is Catherine doing her thing. And there is Lucy. Okay, there's our group. Are you having a good time today? And there's our star Michael, who did the 4 questions. What was that, David? Huh? And there's Amy having a good time with her matzah. and Jim and everybody, and there's Nelson.
First life is absurd.
Okay. And a good time is being had by all. And there is Lucy.
Oh, yes.
And here is the famous main table with all the important people at it. Mike and Reva and Mom and Dad. This is what everybody looks like after the Passover meal.
We're gonna send these to home video.
Relaxing and absorbing things. Well, happy Passover to you too, Enid. This has been lots of fun. And Lucy, you look like you've had a very filling evening. And there is, huh? Pardon? Yes, Linda?
When are we gonna play back? I wanna see. I wanna see that picture right now this very much.
No way. The father said so.
Anniversary birthday party for Grandpa, for Mike Rosenbaum, and now he is about to have all the champagne. And look at this awesome looking, good looking, wonderful group.
Oh, I love it.
We're all here having champagne just in time for the big occasion.
22, that's pretty old.
Now here is the girl of the hour, Jenny, who has just turned 16, believe it or not. Now she is legal.
Happy birthday, Jenny.
And the two birthday people hugging and
I
kissing.
didn't know you could drink.
Oh, all right.
You're not the nasty, are you? I thought if you had diabetes, you would have taken
And we zero in on a good time being had by all.
Many more happy and healthies in the future, everybody.
And Joe says, L'chaim.
Carol, it's had a new piece.
Hey, how about you?
She just
We're here right now.
Brian is my dad. I saw you last week.
And there is Brian sitting and surveying everything in the room. Hello, Brian. How you doing, buddy?
Wait a minute. I have an old-fashioned camera. Can I use it? Which one is
It's nice. Are we gonna get? Is this one of these you can pop out right
And
away?
all kinds of goodies. We are now at the beautiful Oakwood Country Club, where we are about to order and partake. And here is the table, and everybody's here. Now, this is called a camera looking at somebody that's going to take a picture. Now, Julie, are there any comments that you'd like to make for posterity? No, nothing at all? How about you, Jennifer, as the 16-year-old person of the day? No comment? No?
We have talkative kids here.
Well, you know, this is just not going to happen. Steve, I know that you, of all people, are going to have something to comment about.
Welcome to Kansas City on this auspicious occasion.
And it is definitely auspicious.
That's all I have to say.
Now, we have that famous Omaha couple, Pauline and Joe Gus. Pauline, would you like to say something for...
Yes, I'm having a wonderful time. I'm so glad I have an older brother. He's at least 10 years older, but he doesn't look it. But I'm having a great time in Kansas City, and I'm glad we were invited. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, Pauline. It's nice to get your words on camera.
So, Randy, what's cooking in Boston?
Now, Linda, do you have anything to say after all this is... You helped arrange for this whole Megillah.
Carol did last night. I have been looking forward to this, and so far I have been, it's reached all my expectations. It's been great, including the ride out here.
Linda, I just don't want to hear another word from you. Okay. Reva, is there something that you'd like to tell us about the evening or the occasion?
As Michael says,
I'm glad I'm here. Everybody else.
And you survived your ride out here very nicely, didn't you?
That was an experience.
Yes, it was. Mike, well, now as the chief recipient of all of this honor, now what do you have to say to us?
I'm glad that I was invited. I wouldn't have missed it for anything.
There would have been no party without you. Take my word for it.
Daddy.
Okay.
You guys have your 675th, all appoint reciprocate.
That's a deal. We'll see you then.
Very good, very good. I know that my father does not like to be the center of attention, so I'm not going to make him the center of attention. In fact, I've canceled the marching band that I had in honor of this occasion. And wait a minute, I have also canceled the naked lady that Or do you still want it? I can still go there and ask for it.
Check it out.
Grandpa.
No, but because this is your 75th birthday,
Speak a little louder,
can't
Carol.
let, is this audio too?
Yes.
Mhm.
I can't let this occasion go by without telling you exactly how I feel. And still, and thinks that they're perfect. I know that I know that I did. And now that I'm all grown up,
Haven't taken him
I
off.
have found, Daddy, though, that you're not absolutely perfect. In fact, you do have a few little flaws that probably drive some of us crazy. For instance, being on time all the time. In fact, not only being on time, being 3 hours early for everything. In fact, I don't know if Linda remembers, but I always remember, and still, even when I come to visit, I hear the sound. The train will be leaving in 5 minutes, and I better be ready. Of course, I never was, but that was beside the point. But as I say, as I've grown up, I have still kept him on the pedestal. Still think he is just about the most perfect person. Because if I were going to design a recipe that would be perfect for a father, it would be you.
Right.
I mean, there's lots of qualities I could talk about. Supportive, loving, fair, patient. I could go on and on. And I have to say, poor Steve. He gets the butt of this because throughout our married life, I said to Steve, why don't you like my father? My father would never do that. I will call my father,
What?
and he will give this to me.
And look at hang dog Steve.
Very
Just
tough.
getting in there, trying to live up to an impossible goal.
Absolutely.
But
He's still got a real brainwashed.
I really think of all the qualities that he had as a father, and he still has. To me, the most important thing growing up and now was his unconditional love. Even when I didn't deserve it, which I will not go into detail about all those times.
Yes.
For instance, the fire.
We talked about that earlier
And my
today.
teenage years, but I mean, he always thought and still thinks that I'm special. He thinks that I'm the prettiest, I'm the smartest, that I am the most wonderful, and any boy who didn't like me, that guy was a fool. So I have to thank my father for giving me my superiority complex that I have today.
Thanks, Grandpa.
But I just want to say that I love you very much, and that you need this, and that I hope we'll be able to spend many years together. And the most important thing is, wait a minute, that he
Now,
did
this
not
is the
give up.
object of this excellence.
A father usually, tells their children what to do and what not to do. Not that he did. He gave me lots of advice. I think maybe now that I'm older, I listen more. But he never really told me how to live. He just kind of, by his own example, of how he treated people, and how he treated mother and everybody else around him. Stop it! That is how I have become the most wonderful person I am today. I owe it all to him. So now, just to dry your eyes, because I know we gave you this wonderful, we gave you this wonderful lounge chair, and I know it's a wonderful present, but there's another present that I have that personally I think you need even more. And I happen to have these all wrapped up.
A new wife.
A new one.
I don't think it'll fit in that sack.
How about a new mistress?
Now these are very, what's that? What are you laughing at? Are you laughing
She's
at
laughing
my
at your
speech?
mother.
No, Jennifer.
Come on,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, this is a present that
Jenny,
you made today, so
Jenny,
you can't
this is
laugh.
the present you made.
Now, some of you people
my
who
God.
know Grandpa, know your brother, maybe you do know or not know this, but Grandpa always gives a lecture every time we have candy, every time we have dessert. He says, don't eat so many sweets, no, but not only that, if you do eat the sweets, go ahead, but be sure you brush your teeth and be sure you squish. So Grandpa,
That's the way he's having problems with his
in
teeth
honor
now.
of this, We have Grandpa's swishing cup and a wonderful.
That is a wonderful toothbrush.
It's only used once. And let's see what else we have here. Also, as I mentioned before, Grandpa always says the train is leaving in 5 minutes, but you're not very authentic because you're not an engineer.
Hey, wait a minute.
So, if you want to be authentic, you take this and you go like this and you say the train is leaving in 5 minutes.
Oh my God. That's great.
Wait a minute, you stole that from my desk.
Oh my God, Stephen.
He's got to give all these back.
Make me an offer.
Stephen, you're so petty.
Then, if you want everybody to be on as much time as you are, you must give everybody the same clock. So these are the clocks that you may give to all your friends. You send them at exactly the same time, and then you won't have any problem. You have to give these back to my kids. For my kids, so I've taken the liberty to run you off some $20 bills just in case you should lose it. So anytime my kids come, just give them one of these $20 bills.
I want the real stuff. There's a real one out there.
This is for you.
I'll take the top one.
$20 bills. Okay. Let's see if you have anything else. Into my magic.
That is a real $20 bill. When should you run that one?
The only other thing I have.
Never given them anything, and then the rest you can give to Carol's kids. I'll be generous.
No, I do have a couple other things I'll go through really quick. Daddy reads voraciously. He's got every single subscription to every single magazine I've ever heard of.
Wrong.
Wrong, you're right. Because I took the liberty of getting him a subscription to something he doesn't have. No, you may not like it. But it's Woman's World, and I'm sure you will find something wonderful. Good start, Woman's World.
Tonight, this evening.
It's got every other subscription there is. Last but not least. No, I do have another one.
Grandpa, do you still have Playboy?
I was going to give him that. I was going to.
You're kidding me.
Right, but you can take the grandchildren.
We used to check it.
First, this is the card. First I have to tell you.
It's a check.
Have you ever tried to find a card for somebody who's 75?
They have like
You
one.
can't say over the hill because that's, that's terrible. They don't say 40, they don't say 30, they don't say
They say
50, they go
50.
up to 70. 75, I don't think you should be here or something. But I found a card, 75.
Is it? Did you remember to put the check in that card, Carol?
The check is in the mail.
Check it in the mail.
Read it out loud, the feeling.
Happy 75th birthday. To be young is the easiest thing in the world, but to be old is quite another matter. It takes most people years and years to get it right. Happy birthday, my family.
That's cute.
Now this, children, and from all your grandchildren. Decorated by Carol Latz, your daughter.
How'd you decorate it?
Now to finish that,
With a gold
your
pen.
favorite daughter, the
Your
prettiest
favorite
daughter.
daughter and that $20 bill over there.
I am eating every
This is
piece of
something-
lox tomorrow after that plate. You're not gonna have.
This is something that everybody hated me for a while.
We
for,
did
but
hate. We hated her.
Hopefully that you will enjoy it because these are thoughts from.
Even your pictures in there, Colleen.
You won't. You want? Yes, I got your picture. You see
I
where you
want to see it. I
are?
don't
Do you see?
see it.
Yes, yes. Here's mother. No, it's just like shh. Believe me, I looked through all my damn albums. You are here. Quickly.
I want to see it.
I'm telling you.
I
you're
saw
here.
it.
Who's this?
That's not.
Well, why don't we show it to the birthday
Yeah,
There
person?
you are. Wait, I just have to show Paul. There you
that's
are.
me.
Okay.
Okay.
Put it
See
there.
that? He's already taking a
These are
back
just
seat.
thoughts from all your children.
You're going to have to read them all.
Right now, Pauline's and mine. You gotta read more than it's not on one page. Ours are on 2 and 3 pages.
This
I
is
wanna
for
take
you to go
pictures.
when you go to the bathroom right before you have to go away someplace. Take it with you.
This.
And that's it.
Use your handkerchief when you read it.
Wait, Daddy. Daddy.
No, I'll stay. Thank you. I'm just getting tired of sitting. I would merely like to say this, that, as you know, I am your favorite uncle.
Absolutely.
That's what I like. Everybody has such buddies.
Right. Thank God you and I,
You're
Pauline, can sit here and be
prejudiced.
quiet.
All of you kids are on the table, you're prejudiced because you are part of the flesh and so forth. I happen to be a brother-in-law to your grandpa here, and as I told him a few weeks ago when we were, a few of us just together, and I like to repeat it because it's from my heart. I personally couldn't ask for a nicer brother-in-law. I think he's a gentleman, and I'm highly honored that I am part of your family.
Cheers, cheers. Jenny, go come
And
stand by
here
Grandpa.
is the big cake.
Jen, 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 Jen.
Do we get to see? Where's Annie?
There she is.
Okay.
Now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Come on.
Happy birthday,
dear Jenny and Grandpa.
happy birthday to you.
Blow it out.
Why do you have to
Join up for blow together. Together, Daddy. Make a wish. Both of you. Make a wish.
Yay!
Good job.
High five.
Good job.
Why did you go over that?
Carol, I don't want to say anything. How come the candles are so skinny?
They last longer and they make
This was-
wonderful interest.
This was the cake.
Like going up
It's a beautiful cake.
They're checking out for
Can you play it on a regular basis?
Here's a Sunday brunch serving all these wonderful things for the big birthday bash.
Like, just kind of.
There's Joe and Kelner's.
Throw them in the oven. Robert, oh, wait. Wait,
Here comes
did you meet my
Carol.
new relatives that I don't even know?
So
Joe.
you like one?
Sham. This is Linda's big birthday bash on July 31st. All the ladies are having a good time and having dinner, lunch, and now we're going to zero in on the birthday girl. Hi, Linda. Oh, you look so nice. Hi, Reva. Hi, Carol. And here we are. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Mom. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on? It looks like we've got a... What do you think of that, right?
All right, okay.
September the 17th.
And there is Robin,
Today, the official date.
and there's Marcy,
So every night we
Do another instance.
and there's Steve. Everybody's sitting around. This is called Pizza at the Gordons. Hi, Nava. How are you?
It's good though, meanwhile,
Hi.
you know, if you don't have it, then you don't have it.
And here we are, out on the deck. There is Randy along with Sophia.
Sophie, tell the funny man with the camera.
And there is Reva and Jenny. And there is Julie. And hi, Lisa. Zoe, say hi to us. Hi. Nav is sort of trying to eat. We're not really sure. And there is Carol enjoying all that wonderful, wonderful pizza.
Jerry,
He hates this. Okay?
Don't let Steve see your graduation.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what it is now and give it to you. But as I do it, I wanted to tell you why we were giving you this.
Okay.
Because I didn't want you to open it and look at it. It's a mezuzah.
Linda, I got your picture.
And I didn't want you to look at it and think, oh,
here.
here's one more grown-up telling us we're supposed to grow up and be Jewish. I wanted to explain to you what it meant to Michael and I to buy mezuzah and put them up, and why I was thinking about graduation and the meaning it had, and why I thought it was of value to think about having one. So as you put it in the drawer where it will probably live for the next many years of your lives, you can at least know what it is and what it can mean. Mezuzot are only put on permanent structures. And that's why when you go to a college dorm and you live your lives as you live them, you don't need them, you don't think about them. But now you're reaching a point in your lives where you're really going to have a permanent place in life, and you're really starting to be who the person that you're going to turn into. And you start to choose roads that will take you places that you don't go back from anymore. And as you do that, this is something that has some meaning. This is the beginning of the permanent part of your life. And this is traditionally put on a permanent structure that you're going to go.
Just a minute.
The other thing that I think is important to think about is the way you put a mezuzah up. And it wasn't until I heard this that it was something I cared about and decided to do in our house. Because you know, there's 613 mitzvot, of which very few of them do any of us ever really do. And I personally am a person who doesn't do anything Jewish unless I care about it or decide it has meaning to me. I don't do it just to do it. So we never had mezuzahs in our house until I found what it meant. And at that point, I started to care about it. It says in the Torah, you know, in the V'ahavta, you shall put these words on the doorposts of your house. And what's inside there is the Shema and the V'ahavta on that little scroll. That scroll, as you know, is written like a Torah. It's a sacred piece of paper. And again, that's something that most of us don't have in our lives, is something that's sacred. I mean, you have things that are valuable that we care about, but things that are sacred are different and special. And so that's another important thing to include in your life, and to think that as time goes by, you're going to accumulate lots of things of money, but things that has spiritual meaning are not so easy to come by. And traditionally, that little piece of paper is treated like a human being. That is, if it gets ripped or torn, that should be buried and not thrown away. And there are very few things in our lives, again, that we have that we treat that way. So it's a value in that sense. But to me, the thing that kind of grabbed me about it was, I heard the story of how it's decided mezuzot were put up. And as you know, you've probably seen them on the front doors of people's houses. They sort of sit like that. Well, apparently, thousands of years ago, Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Hillel had a vicious fight about how this thing was supposed to go. Rabbi Hillel said, it should go like that, pointed straight up towards God. And Rabbi Akiva said, no, it should go like that, because that way the writing inside on the scroll is sitting as you would read it, even though you can't see it. So they had a terrible fight, and their disciples were having literal fistfights over this issue. And at that point, Rabbi Shammai came by and said, you're both wrong. The ultimate symbol of what it means to have God in your life is shalom babayit, the sense of having peace in your life and of some sense of wholeness. And therefore, we're going to compromise. And the way a mezuzah gets put up is not like that, and not like that, but like that. It's tipped. It's halfway between the two positions. And the idea is that in every doorpost, you literally have a symbol that says that really having peace in your life means compromise and love. And I have to say, the room we did first was not the front door of our house, which is the traditional one. The room we did first was our bedroom. Because that was the room where Shalom Babayit had the most meaning. That's where we were to have our fights. And that's where we needed that sense of compromise to sort of be in our lives. So at any point in your life you decide to put it up. You might consider not putting it on your front door, although that is traditional, and certainly Jews always look at other people's houses to see if they have a mezuzah there. But on a door that has meaning to you, that where you're entering a place where you would like that sense of peace and wholeness to be. So that's why we decided to give it to you.
Well, you know, Rabbi Nadav has one on every door in his home.
Well, an observant Jew would. and every doorpost, literally. It's an expensive habit. Because these kosher scrolls are expensive.
That's a nice story. I never knew that either. But
I want to go check my receipt that helps up.
Sophie, give her the box.
Wait, do I say what? Oh, look at that doorknob. I would say that. Yeah, why don't you look at that doorknob?
A
Okay.
roll of dice and a ring.
Marriage begins with a roll of dice and a ring.
Let me see what that is.
Oops, sorry. Wait, let me see this. Guys, you give fun gifts. There's a whole program. This is great.
Well, sure, the presents aren't so good.
It's your hands for the table for tonight. Horseshimes. Oh, God. Oh, for God's sake. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Look at this dice.
And now you get to eat the dice in the ring.
Is it dark chocolate?
Yes.
I should have dark chocolate. Oh my goodness! Wait, let me roll the dice to see if I get snake eyes. Wait a minute. Wait, let me see if I
Practice
get.
for Las Vegas.
Maybe he needs a new pair of shoes.
Is that snake eyes? Yes, snake eyes.
Like about 6
That is
hours.
snake eyes.
Okay, Zach. Give her
Okay.
the switch when I tell you.
Okay. Then do I say what? Look at that doorknob.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that doorknob?
Meaning the ring.
Okay. No, wait a minute.
So you meant her not.
Progresses. Wait.
Wait.
Do I give what
Wait
this?
a minute. Okay.
When do I give it?
When I tell you, just a minute, I gotta follow the script. Okay. Progresses through the champagne stage.
Okay, give her that.
Oh,
Since
wow!
she said drink champagne, we gave you food.
Popping corn.
She's don't drink champagne?
Do they drink it?
Here's one. Here's a live one.
Sunday night. Oh my God, your whole table's
I'll
not
send you a Piper Heinz.
Sunday night.
Wait a minute.
Where did you get? Does this really? Is this?
Yes, it's black.
Oh, it's good.
Is it wonderful?
It's wonderful.
Wonderful. Good. Now wait.
It's better than
In
chicken
order.
pot, Mom.
Okay, I'm repeating. Progresses through the champagne stage and ends in the miraculous victory or time and love over twin enemies.
It's already over my head, Joy.
I did. Boredom plus disillusion. Wait,
Solution.
I beg your pardon.
you are the Maccabees.
Okay.
Or is that of or for? You are the Maccabees of marriage. More?
No, stop.
Stop.
I should have been
Maccabees. All right, it's Judah Maccabees.
Judah Maccabees.
Does that mean they fight a lot?
No, that means.
They're warriors?
Is that it?
Warriors?
Judah
No, that's not. Well, that's
Maccabees.
but that's not it for the words.
Let me help.
Well, what's
Thank
that?
you. Do you want to help me open this?
Oh, that's to go in. Oh, that's to go in.
She all right? Honey,
This was a Carol suggestion, and this is from Carol and
can't wait.
Stephen.
that's in Carol and Steve and you. Wait a minute.
And this was her idea.
I didn't write those words. I don't understand. I didn't do that.
Pretty intellectual present giving festivities.
I love this. What a beautiful plastic bag.
We knew you were
For Nava's diaper. Nava.
Hand over those diapers.
Hand over those
Look at the
diapers.
smile on her face. She knows.
Nava.
We have it.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank your mom.
Thank you. Oh, I love this. Sherry, look at this. Oh, is that gorgeous? Oh, that is the most gorgeous massage.
Thank you very much. That is terrific.
Dad, speaking of the mic.
I am.
Oh, I love
Okay,
this.
Sophie, you can give her your pack.
Oh, I love
Much
it.
nicer
Okay, so
things than Kansas City. Much nicer. Beautiful. That is gorgeous.
Oh, wait, is it
Mom, we
Mom,
need a
So
new
beautiful.
one.
I
know, our Mom. Hey, Mom.
Wait.
We need a new one.
We do need a new
Go to
one.
the temple gift shop. They're cute.
Okay, do I read
Yeah,
more?
I watch
But you can keep reading, but this goes with that.
Okay,
That's the
goes
end of
with
the
what?
presents.
Okay, wait.
Well, that's a present. Go ahead, keep reading, because I don't.
Polishing the temple or your...
Can I read it to you later?
Yeah,
My bad handwriting, I should have typed it.
Read it to me.
Dear Linda and Jerry, marriage begins with a roll of dice and a ring, progresses through the champagne stage, and ends in the miraculous victory of time and love
Sense
over the
now.
twin enemies of boredom and dissolution. You are the Maccabees of marriage, polishing the temple of your union, a marriage like yours that makes it for so long with such great zest, is an inspiration to the rest of us and a testament to love, work, and the spirit of relentless compromise.
Notice she's reading to Linda and Jerry is nowhere to be seen.
Love, Julie and Michael.
Oh, that's much more beautiful when you read it.
No, look at that. Now I understand what she was talking about.
So it's not Julie that was
Would you like to be
already
in my reading group?
Thank you very much. At the Gordman. And there's that famous athlete Linda Gordman, first person in the Hall of Athletes Hall of Fame. Everybody is talking and wondering just what is the Seder going to be like. There's Reva. Everybody. There's Esther. And there's Jeff with his SEG. There's Dad.
I'm too informal, Chair. Too informal.
Never too informal.
I've never done a class.
There's Lisa and Linda and everybody.
I love the last 4 or 5.
And this is a look at the Seder Passover tables before everybody gets a chance to sit and enjoy the Seder festivities at the table. This is the gathering of the crew at Reva's party. Not everybody likes to be shot. And there is Reva sitting down. And everybody is having a good
This is my
time
husband
here
with the camera.
at
This is my
the
sister.
Highland Club.
This is Carol Flass, my sister. Hi.
You're all by yourself?
And these are her daughters. This is my husband, Jerry. Do you know Jerry? The chauffeur blower.
My family used to work there.
Oh, that's right.
There's
Oh,
Carol.
there's Stanley's.
This is Mrs. Roseman visiting with her 2 students, Lisa and Randy, and catching up from kindergarten and first grade. More happiness and lots of interesting, exciting things we're all talking about and catching up. Everybody is sitting and talking,
Happy birthday, Reba.
catching up, and
Hi, Jerry.
hi.
You ask her, don't ask her why.
And there's Jenny. Here comes some more members of the party. Waving and talking and having a good time. Hi Helen, how are you? And here's a little bit more of a bird's eye view to get this august group and all of its magnificent, just having a good time and talking, catching up. Now taking pictures of all the tables so we can see how pretty everything is. This is table 1. And we're going to walk over here to the head table. And there is Carol Latz. Hi, Carol. And there is Reva holding court. And all the ladies. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Randy. There you go, the famous SEG. And
You
here
have my
is-
camera?
No.
You know where it is?
No. And here is the famous, I think it's on the bar or something, the famous table of 10. And we can get a little better perspective. There's another group over there.
And did you get Effie?
We're getting the whole big group. Everybody say hi. Gonna have a good time. And here is another very august group with Nancy Rips. That's true. That's true, Nancy. We all agree with you, Nancy.
What a good work this is. Well, I started to say that. I said with the young
I'd like to welcome you to my mother's birthday party. And now I didn't know this, but my sister told me that my mother said that she has never had a birthday party before. So Mother, I just want to tell you, when you do things right, sometimes it just takes a long time. But it is really, what really makes occasions, I think, special are having special people here, like friends who I remember from way back, and family. We have people all the way from Boston, Massachusetts. 2 people represented from Kansas City, Missouri. So it is wonderful to see everybody here today. And as you know, I live in Kansas City, and there are disadvantages and advantages to living far away. The disadvantage, of course, is I didn't have as much time and as much fun as my sister in being able to spend a lot of time with my mother. Of course, the advantage is I didn't have all the work and all the service that she's had at various times. But I just would like to say that my sister really put in a lot of work putting this beautiful party together for my mother, my older sister again. My dad. So I would like to thank her because I think she did a beautiful job. Okay, there is a lovely buffet in the other room, and if you would like to start, my sister says to start with like a salad or fruit and come back and eat that, and then maybe come back and get the rest. So you can't fill your plate all that much because it would be very embarrassing. So we can all start and
You can all start anytime. Okay?
hi, Dave.
And now the girls are
My
getting
practice, did
up.
that sound better?
And Carol, as usual,
I know you are all
is
anxious to
telling
play
us
cards.
what's going to happen.
I hope you had as much food as I did. It was wonderful. But the Kansas City contingency made up a little song for my mother. Can you hear me, Mother? But even before I do that, I have to tell you, I know all mothers, they're just born this way, are unselfish. But I just thought I would just tell you just a couple of things that my mother did for me that I think were beyond the call of duty. For instance,
Yes.
she, you know, as you all know, she doesn't drive. So she used to take me on the bus for my dancing lessons at Miss Fogg's studio. The only thing I have to tell you, Mother, it didn't work.
But it worked for me.
It worked for you, yes. And the other thing is, I mean, think about this. When I was in high school, I did not like breakfast food. I hated cereal, I hated oatmeal, I hated cold cereal. And I had to be at school really early. So every morning at 6:30, my mother would wake up and I would have a breakfast of either, I had a choice, lamb chops, steak, or hamburger. Is that right?
She never did that for me. Wait a minute. You get
Is that the undergo? And wait, I'm not finished yet. And even as I grew up, as I became an adult, which I'm still working on, when I lived in New York, she would come and relieve me and take care of my children so I could go on a trip. Or when I was sick, she would come and take care of me. In fact, I don't think a lot of you know, I had the flu a couple of weeks ago. She was even ready to come down and take care of me then. So that is my mother. And now, you'll have to excuse our cold. The name of this is Ode to Reba. Ode to Reba. So you're going to start us out. Okay, ready? Today is a day of celebration. Reva's birthday is quite an occasion. It's her special day, she's 75. I wonder if she'll finally learn how to drive. She still looks great.
She's still feisty.
She still bakes and cooks. And much of the time she's on her new couch reading a trashy book. Ready? She's had quite a life, we know that is true. And we'd like to share her story with you. In 1916 she was born, on that fateful April morn. Then when she was barely a teen, dark, handsome Muddy came onto the scene. She couldn't resist him, he was so nice. They got married not once but twice. They're still lovers,
They still hold hands.
they're the best of friends. They've been married for 58 years. We hope it never ends. And then, after 7 years of marriage came 3 lovely children. A doctor, a teacher, a businesswoman. They all got married and had children too. And as for grandkids, they had quite a few. First was Jeffrey,
Next came Randy.
then came Lisa Jane, then Brian, Julie, Jenny too, and all of Michael's gang. And, did you know, that Reva's a card shark at bridge and at pan. Her friends are suspicious of all her good hands. She takes 3-hour naps every day, and then she's ready to go out and play. Bridge on Monday,
Pan on Tuesday.
she always is a winner, but Muddy never seems to mind as long as she cooks his dinner. And that's first. And so, dear Grandma, we'd like to remind you, 75 years are now behind you. Your big day is here, and we'd like you to know that our love for you just grows and grows. You're the greatest.
It's not over.
You're still looking young. And we're all looking forward to many more years. The best is yet to come. And so, if everybody will raise whatever they're drinking, and let's give a toast to my mother, your friend, her grandmother, to many more years of health and happiness and wonderful occasions. Amen. Happy birthday. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Blow. Blow, blow, blow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Reba. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Oh, we have one more? Okay.
Oh, yes, we have one more presentation. Yes.
Me?
Your turn.
You're on.
That was good. Thank you. That was good. That was fast. That's where everyone's, I'm not kidding. That's where everyone's playing.
How old are you, honey? 22.
That's 22? That's my baby. Oh, God, I thought she was a little girl.
Carol, where's Carol? There you are. That was wonderful. But you didn't tell them, so your mother schlepped you on the streetcar or whatever.
I thought she was a
Who
young
made
girl.
your costumes? Your aunt.
Certainly not my mother.
You can tell Pauline.
Oh, yes. Reba would say to me, no, Pauline, all you have to do is just sew a seam here and a seam there, and that's done. I can't sew, but I made their costumes for a while. Anyway, I have known Reba for
At least 58 years.
almost all my life, and that's pretty long. Anyway, it's nice to have a sister-in-law that you love, and is a friend. And this is from all of us. Now, Reba and Muddy just moved into a new place, and this is really for the place. And since Muddy's my brother, I was happy to get something that he could share.
And your granddaughter.
My friends and relatives, and your cameraman.
And there is Jeff standing in the background in all his splendor to take Randy to the airport.
Thanks, Jeff.
It has all